we're addressing some individuals who still feel they don't know what to do. You have some situation in front of you that has you feeling absolutely powerless. There's feeling a lot of unanswered questions that you feel like you need to have answered in order for you to move forward. Spirit says you're not going to get the answers to those questions anytime soon. In some cases, I think there's some that will be, it's like some questioning answers that may kind of trickle in, but it's not going to be what you expect for closure. You're not going to get released from this situation. It's not going to change. It's not going to become safer for you all of a sudden. It's not going to become a place where you suddenly feel welcome and warm. Spirit is sharing with you that this situation is not something that is something that you can change or shift for yourself, and it's also past its lesson. There's no more lesson here. This is purely gonna feel like you are completely unable to get out of it, but there is a way to get out of it. We have to be open to that. We have to be able to trust that Spirit is going to guide us to the answers that we need in order to get ourselves out of this situation, in order to feel like we have more control of the situation. But there's going to be some part of this where you have to simply take control of it for yourself, where you have to say, enough. I'm not going to allow this anymore. I can't deal with this anymore. This isn't for me anymore. And it's difficult for you to get out of it. I'm feeling that some of you are financially trapped, financially unable to leave the situation you're in. Spirit wants you to reach out to some people that you love and brainstorm. You have the people that you trust. We need to brainstorm. We need to think about some ideas that could work towards solutions, because you cannot necessarily leave this for yourself. You need some support. You need to know who you can trust. Spirit wants to guide you towards the people that are not necessarily right there in your face all the time. They're kind of stepped back. They're watching from afar, and they're waiting for you to wave that white flag and say, help me, please. You don't have to be desperate. They know that you're doing the best that you can in the situation. They're not trying to shame you or guilt you out of the situation. What they want you to see is that you deserve better, that you are capable of so much more in your life. So we want to walk away from the situation, and it's not that easy. But there are solutions coming, and there's a lot of guidance coming for you, and there is help coming for you. We simply have to be open to it, and we have to say, yes, I'm going to acknowledge this. I can't fix this. This isn't going to get better. It's not good for me anymore. But I have to figure something out. I can't just allow it to continue anymore. It's breaking you down. And you don't deserve that. You deserve so much better. So let's try to extricate ourselves from this situation. This is a big realization moment for you right now. You're just starting to understand how everything that you had been working towards, a lot of us are realizing that the life that we thought that we were absolutely madly in love with, or the life that we thought that we wanted, that we had spent all this time and energy and effort pushing for, and we did all the details, and we did it just right, it's perfect, is coming crashing down around us. And it is brutal. It's so painful. It's devastating to watch work that you've done, efforts that you've put in, whether it's with people, whether it's with your career, your educational goals, your home life, fall apart. What Spirit wants you to recognize is that when things are falling apart, we have to be willing to see how much value had been placed in each of those components. That work doesn't cease to exist. That work was done, right? And while you had built this pillar of these expectations, this future plan, everything has just been stacked right up. It's perfect. It comes crashing down, and you go, what do I do now? And Spirit's like, do it again. Build another one. You built that out of the foundation pieces, one by one, brick by brick. You built that tower. The laborer, the reason that the tower ever existed, is still the same. Better now. Why are you better now? Because you have the experience. This was a little bit of trial and error. You were trying to figure it out. You're feeling your way through. You were taking advice from other builders. You were looking, and you were very busy. You were very, 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 very busy building up this foundation. And you built this beautiful tower, and then, and you got, but I did such a good job. Absolutely, you did. You did such a good job. It was a beautiful tower. So now take the pieces that remain, that are foundational structural pieces that are still intact. These pieces are solid. You started off with some really good materials here. You got the bricks. So now you're going to go over to the rubble and you're going to sort it out. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup time. I see some of you are actually doing this with your home spaces right now. You may have had a catastrophe in your home, and for these people, this is literally painful for you to do, and I understand that because you're looking at the pieces of your life, and a lot of it is not going to be able to go forward with you. A lot of it is damaged. A lot of it is no longer usable. It doesn't mean those things weren't important to you. You can grieve them. You can think about them and revere them in your lore, but also you are not there to pick up trash and carry the trash along with you. You are to clean up the trash and dispose of it. And then you pick up the pieces that are solid, good, healthy, usable pieces that you can take forward with you. And you cherish those pieces, and you take those pieces and you clean them up and you start building again. The longer that we try to patch our tower, the longer that we try, oh, no, we can save it. We can save it. No, you can't. It's coming down. Now, it might not all come down. You might have, part of a wall over here, and you got part of a wall over here, and that window is usable. I can use that too. Absolutely. You built this tower. You can do whatever you want with the pieces once it falls down. But what you don't want to do is try to go back and live inside of a crumbling building. That's not going to do anything for you except leave you in a crumbling building. You could get hurt. Spirit says when it rips that tower down, get out of the way. We're going to take some time to self. We're going to step back. We're going to recuperate. We're going to generate our energy, rejuvenate our spirit. We're going to allow ourselves to take some deep breath and just allow the smoke to settle for just a moment. Allow the flames to die down. Self-care moments, tending to you, tending to your spirit, tending to yourself, self-care. And then you're going to go back and you're going to start picking through, grab what's good. And you're going to go over to that nice clean slate that you've prepared for yourself. And you're going to start carefully placing those foundational bricks back. And then you're going to have that vision. You're going to have that vision. It's going to come back and you go, I remember building. I remember that. I remember how good it felt to do this. And I'm smarter this time. I'm wiser this time. I have better resources and materials this time. And you know what? I got help this time. So it's okay. We're going to let these go. Just let it go. Sometimes we have to look out for ourselves and let the catastrophe happen. You take care of yourself, and when the smoke clears, you're going to go in and you're going to build the most beautiful, beautiful tower this time. It's going to be incredible. I want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on, what does that new tower look like? What's that going to look like? While you're letting the smoke die down, while you're letting the fire die down, while you're letting the rubble finish falling, what does the new tower look like? Start cleaning and preparing your space for that. We have a portal here opening up for a number of individuals. We've not fully grasped what's this one. We haven't fully grasped what we're looking for, but there's a series of, I pull this card nearly every day, and there's so many people who are on a constant quest to find happiness. Happiness is not a quest. Happiness is a state of being. It's an existence. It's just present energy. It's right now. You don't have to find happiness. You have to let happiness happen. You have to open yourself to happiness. You have to allow happiness right now. I don't have to be where I want to be. I want to be somewhere else in 5 years. I promise you. This is not what I intend to be doing exactly like this in this exact same. I mean, I want to be doing this, but I want to be doing it differently. I want to be doing it better. I want more. I want to be in a different place, maybe even. But that doesn't mean that right now isn't acceptable for happiness. Right now, my happiness is what drives me forward. It's what makes me want to find more happiness. And I know that if I keep doing the things that make me happy, I'm going to continually be happy. I'm going to find more things to be happy. Happiness is just a state of being, and it's a choice. In many situations, you can choose to be very content and very happy. Now, for some people, happiness isn't real. Happiness is more something like contentment and peace. However you see it, these are the same things. We can talk about it in whatever term that you would like. It's about being present for right now, accepting and honoring right now. The joy that you have made it this far is so incredible. I'm so happy you're here right now. That's something that you can be joyful about. That you've made it up until this point. And you're going to make it to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Isn't that something to be joyful about? That you're here experiencing it? Because what's the alternative? We don't know. Maybe nothing. I can't answer that for you. Now, I can have my personal beliefs, and you might have your personal thoughts about that, and that's great. But we're talking about right now. So, this portal and this happiness is wonderful. You are struggling to understand this concept of there's no such thing as failure. I mean, it exists in the construct of I didn't accomplish a goal. But we can flip that and we can look at it and say, okay, well, I didn't accomplish the goal, but number one, I tried. Give yourself some credit. A lot of people don't. So you did something. You put a lot of effort into it. You should be very proud of that. You learned, you utilized your skills, and you made all of these efforts, and you pushed forward, and you created something. And it may not have met up to your expectations or the expectations of someone else, but that's not failure. What that is just an opportunity. It's practice. It's an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to try again. It's an opportunity to learn and push forward and continue. There's no such thing as I failed unless you just stop. You do nothing, I guess. you failed at doing something because you didn't do nothing, or maybe you're just taking a break and maybe you're just taking an opportunity to gear yourself up for the next attempt. I don't see failure as an ugly thing. I see it as purely a point to reevaluate and do it again. I feel like there are definitely some real tense energies going on right now. And there are so many challenges in the world around us that it almost makes it difficult to stay in your true authentic nature, in your loving self, in your patient self. And especially if you found these difficult and now you're trying to be better at these skills, it's difficult to be authentic with ourselves, as our authentic selves. It's difficult to stay connected to our authentic selves with all this tense energy around us. But Spirit has given you a special gift of being very perceptive and very empathic. And your approach has been drastically changed because you've recognized that what feels best to you, what feels natural to you, what feels good to you is not that abrasive energy. It's not that agitation. It's not frustration. It's not speed or rushing through. My dog's annoying. It's not any of those things. What it is this very grounding, peaceful, comfortable, loving person that wants to bring joy to the world, that wants to experience joy, that wants to give comfort and love to other people. And you have recently experienced situations that have made you feel as though that natural self is not adequate in this world, and that you might need to change that energy, and I had to change things. And for some of you, that's just simply not who you are. It is okay to be soft in a hard world. It's okay to be gentle and loving and caring in a world that is harsh and cold and callous. In fact, it is the greatest gift that you can offer mankind by giving what it lacks, by being the balance. So what you're doing is important, by being true to yourself, by being gentle, by being loving, by understanding that your nature is peaceful, your nature is love, your nature is positive energy, your nature is wanting to give back. And in the face of things that are contradictory to this energy, we have to even be more authentic with who we are. We have to push even farther. This is what we're trying to accomplish in this world. This is what we're here for. And we have to shine, and we have to be seen, and we have to be heard, and we have to continue to speak even when we feel like nobody wants to hear what we have to say. Even when you only got 47 views on that video, that's okay. What's more important is that you continue to show up, you continue to make that effort, you continue to speak, you continue to be heard and seen and show your authentic true self, because that's ultimately all that Spirit wants you to be doing. That's what's giving you the life that you desire. That's what's giving you the experience here that makes you feel good. And just a final touch on the self. I don't feel like there's a lot I need to add after I just talked about this, but the self is really ultimately what the goal that we are trying to accomplish here is to become more in tune with the self, more aware of the self, more of the authentic self. And the exploration of that, the discovery of that, the journey of that is what really gives us joy and excitement and curiosity about the world. There is so much value in you being authentic to who you are, that it radiates from you. It becomes a source of inspiration for others, especially when they don't say anything. They're feeling your energy. however they come into contact with you. And many of them will never, ever have the opportunity to express to you or fully understand why that was or how that was or what you did for them at all. Some people are just, we're at different levels of our spiritual evolution. And what Spirit wants you to know is that your authentic self is the most healing thing that you can offer the world. Being true to yourself, being good to yourself, loving yourself, honoring yourself, discovering who you are, sharing love, being that gentle, beautiful creature, that healing, loving, nurturing soul. You are doing your part in the world to make it a better place. You are radiating out, touching individual souls one at a time. A little bit of light here and a little bit of light here and a little bit of light here to a very, very dark place is going to eliminate darkness. It doesn't have to be a big old flame. You don't have to be seen by 1 million people. If you change one life, you have done an incredible thing with your life. So continue being your authentic self. That's all you ever needed to be. Much love to you.